Lamar better than Vic? Yes. I'm taking Lamar Jackson over Michael
Larry
Vick.
Bird never had a bad season.
Lamar Chase is going to have 15 touchdowns.
He may still be the best player in the world. Sports fans, we are live. Welcome to the Sports Behavior Podcast. I'm your host, OG the Beast. Y'all already know how we rocking, man. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. Y'all see what's going on. Y'all see it in the chat. Fly, Eagles, fly. Look, let me tell y'all something. My Eagles is looking very, very good this year. So a lot of y'all that was running y'all mouth about my squad or unsure about my quarterback, me included. He's here to show improve. We here to show improve. We looking real good. Dubs in the chat, man. I appreciate everybody that's joining the stream. Shout out to them loyals over there on YouTube. Y'all already know how we rocking, man. Leave a like. Drop a sub if you're new to the channel. We here to talk sports, man. I'm going to start back up the stream on Fridays when basketball start. We right around the corner from that. So all my basketball fans, I did not forget about you. We will be having guests on the show probably next week, the week after next for football and basketball both. So we got some packed stuff. A lot to talk about today. Week 3 is in full effect. Week 3 is in full effect. Shout out to the loyals, man, on Twitch as well, man. Hey, chill OG, I respect the Eagles highly. My mom is an Eagles fan because she was born and raised in Philly. Hey, tell her I said what up. Tell her I said fly, Eagles, fly. She already know what it is. Let's see who in this chat, man. Shout out to Mr. Finesse, man. That's a regular, man. JC the Truth. I appreciate all of y'all stopping by, man. Much love to you guys, man. You guys got any questions for me? Y'all already know what to do. Same thing for YouTube. Hit the comment section. Anything you want to know, ask away. I'll probably answer it on the next show. But if we're going to kick this show off, let's kick this show off right. 5 takeaways from week 3. Let's get straight into it. 1, Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson are definitely leading the MVP race right now. I don't care what anybody say. You could try to throw Josh Allen in there. You could try to throw whoever else you want to throw in there. Nick Chubb. Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson are leading the race for MVP right now. Jalen Hurts on the season has damn near 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns, only 1 interception that wasn't his fault. We all see what Lamar Jackson's been doing as of late. The Ravens have their hands full with this Lamar Jackson situation. I don't understand, for the life of me, right? For the life of me, how you could obtain an MVP, not candidate, MVP winner and not pay him. I mentioned last week, the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns didn't take 1 snap for them, and they paid him $250 guaranteed. Lamar Jackson is a proven commodity in the NFL. If anybody deserves to be paid, it should be him. And y'all going to hear me screaming this at the top of my lungs. Yes, Lamar Jackson is one of my favorite players. No bias involved, but you can't deny the type of work that this kid has been putting in, especially this season, showing improving, betting on himself. Usually that doesn't work, but he bet on himself, and it's definitely about to pay off, ladies and gentlemen. Herbert would have been part of the MVP topic, but our O-line getting injured. Yeah, they suffering from a lot of injuries. I'm not going to take nothing away from the Chargers, although they aren't who we thought they would be coming into this season. They need to pay Lamar, no doubt about it. Right? Number 2, Devontae Adams is definitely missing Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur. If anybody that moved to a new team this season is missing their old team, it's definitely Tay Adams right now. Let's put this into perspective. Tay Adams has 17 catches for 189 yards and 3 touchdowns for the entire season thus far. Week 3 against San Francisco last season, Tay Adams had 12 catches for $132 and a touchdown. Over half of his production from week 1 last season is what he's producing right now. I'm going to get into that after I discuss my week 3 takeaways. We're going to swing back to that in a minute. But number 3, even though the Denver Broncos are 2-1, this is not the team I expected them to be, right? Excuse me. This is not the squad I expected them to look like. To be honest with you, I thought the Denver Broncos was going to come out here and light the world on fire. They 2-1, but they are barely winning games. Nathaniel Hackett is a rookie, and he looks like it. It's real bad out here for the Denver Broncos. Now, they skating by, but damn it, I was expecting this team to come out guns blazing. I know they lost Jerry Jeudy. He was back. I don't know how healthy he is on the field. He played, but I don't know how healthy he is, right? Cortland Sutton, he's there. They got a split back there between those two running backs. I feel like they have everything they need offensively and defensively. But it just seems like whatever they drawing up, whatever play calls they coming up with, it's not working. It's not prolific at all, and it looks extremely sloppy along with the penalties. That's another thing we're going to circle back to. But let's keep it moving. Number 5. Cooper Rush is decent. Jerry Jones is on record stating that when Dak Prescott returns, which could be next week, he's openly inviting a quarterback controversy. Cooper Rush led this Dallas Cowboys squad to 2 wins. Both of his starts have been victories. He came in for Dak Prescott week 1. They lost that game, but week 2 and week 3, Cooper Rush has been leading the charge, man, albeit that defense, especially the front four, has been playing hellacious. But shout out to Cooper Rush, man. He looked pretty good, especially in last night's game, man. Cooper Rush looks decent for these Cowboys. West Side Hoops podcast, what's going on, man? Hurts isn't taking any prisoners. Russ is overrated. Man, Hurts is out here balling. No doubt about it. I love what I'm seeing from my quarterback. I love what I'm seeing from my team in general because it's all 3 phases. It's not just, the quarterback. But speaking of my quarterback, right, let's dive into that real quick. When you have a young quarterback that you draft, you take in the first 3 rounds, whatever, you believe in, a guy that you believe in, when you have a young asset at the quarterback position, I think it's of the utmost importance that you surround this cat with some type of weapons, right? Whether it be you come in with a game plan of we're going to surround him with a whole bunch of defensive talent, offensive line, we're going to run the football. Games are won in the trenches, right? So there's a multitude of ways that you can go about it when you're in a rebuild mode and you got your quarterback on the rookie salary. You got your quarterback on the rookie deal and you confident in that guy, strike while the iron is hot, right? Peyton Manning, early in his career, nah, it's not your Wi-Fi, man. It's me. It's me on this end. The internet dude is supposed to be coming out here tomorrow to fix this, so hopefully next week's show is much better than it's been. You know what I'm saying? The same shit was happening last week. I let them know how vital it is that we get this shit fixed because I'm not trying to deal with this, but we back, we live, we in action, we intact. It may cut out again. Just bear with me. I'll be right back. I'm not going to leave y'all hanging. It may cut out again. If it does, just sit tight. I will be back. Just remind me where I left off at and the last thing y'all heard, right? So, like I say, it's vital for a team to put pieces around these guys. If you look through the history of the game, when you're trying to develop a young asset at the quarterback position, most of these teams and organizations are competent enough to understand, hey, he needs help, right? I say that to say this. Look at Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts' his rookie season was completing 52% of his passes. Sophomore season, 61, and this year, 67% of his passes. Anybody who knows me knows that I like my quarterbacks to complete at least 65% of their passes. That lets me know you're on the elite side of accuracy, right? That's just my opinion. Jalen Hurts right now is on pace for throw for over 4,800 yards, 35 touchdowns, with another 800 on the ground. So I love what I'm seeing from my young quarterback, right? Came into the league, we had nobody. It was me, you, and your Uncle Rob catching passes from Jalen Hurts' first year's rookie year. You know what I'm saying? When he came in, won a starting job over Carson Wentz later down the stretch in the season. Then he was the full-time starter the next year, right? Still nobody. Arcega White Garbage and Jalen Reagor, right? Then we draft Devontae Smith, right? We trade for A.J. Brown. Now we got pieces around him to help this man's maturation at the highest level of football. So now we see him producing. This is not a coincidence. Jalen Hurts has increased his arm strength. I saw him make a 55, 60-yard throw standing tall in the pocket to Devontae Smith, and he got slammed on the 1-yard line. When I saw the plays that Devontae Smith was making and Jalen Hurts was making, I was incredibly surprised by it. I said, that's my quarterback. You can tell that he's been working on this game in the offseason, and I love every bit of it, right? That's why it's important. That is why it is important to surround your young asset, your young quarterback, with weapons, albeit it doesn't have to be offensive weapons. Your scheme could be timely throws, West Coast offense, get the ball in the hands of your receivers, your playmakers in space, let them make plays, rely on the defense. It could be strong offensive line, running game, quarterback makes timely throws, whatever your scheme is. But you need to have an identity. You need to have a scheme. And early, if you want to see some success from this young quarterback, please surround this guy with talent. Please. Right? Let's segue to this. There's two things I hate, right, in the NFL. There's two things I hate with certain organizations. Number one, I can't stand it when teams get cute in short yardage situations. One of my, if not my biggest pet peeve in all of football is when organizations, coaches, and offensive coordinators get cute in short yardage situation. Leave it to Beaver. If I was the Beaver, I would go jumbo, 3 tight end set. I would line up everybody at the line of scrimmage, my guys versus your guys. We going to get this yard. I don't know for the life of me why teams get so cute in short yardage situation and goal-to-goal situations. Number two, one of my biggest pet peeves is when coaches have a hard time finding when coaches have a hard, I'm getting tongue-tied right now. When coaches have a hard time finding a way to scheme open great players. Look at what I just talked about with Davante Adams. There is no reason why Mac Hollins should be getting targeted more than Davante Adams. No reason. That's the facts, and that's what's going on. That's what's happening right now. McDaniels, how are you having a hard time scheming open the best wide receiver in football? Yeah, he's got 3 touchdowns on the season, but Davante Adams is 10-250 walking around. How do you have a hard time scheming open the best wide receiver in the league? I can't understand that for the life of me. You should be going out of your way to make sure he gets the ball. I'm not understanding. Those are my 2 biggest pet peeves in sports, period. 1, why the hell are you getting cute in short yardage situations? And 2, how the hell can you not find a way to get the ball in the hands of your best playmaker on offense? Look at Nathaniel Hackett, right? For instance, the Denver Broncos. The worst goal line team in the league, the worst red zone team in the league. Worst. And it's not only just due to inability, it's mainly due to play calling in short goal-to-goal situations. Not only is it play calling, but their head coach is incompetent. They have 3 rookie coaches, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, head coach, all rookies. And this is what you choose to do when you have a win-now-ready system, win-now-ready roster? You go hire rookie coaches? I don't understand. I didn't think this was going to be this big of a deal coming into the season, that this would take this big of a hit. But Nathaniel Hackett has proven to be completely incompetent. He's got these guys out here completely undisciplined. I don't know how many false start penalties this team has. It must be a record through the first 3 weeks of the season. How many false start penalties I see from the Denver Broncos. It's ridiculous. I'm surprised for the life of me that this team is 2-1. I don't know how, but they are skating by and clenching ass cheeks to be 2-1 in the National Football League. I don't get it. So, like I said to open the show, albeit they are winning, but I didn't expect them to be this undisciplined and be winning in the matter that they're winning. I expected this to be an explosive offense. Y'all heard me say 2012 Peyton Manning, Denver Broncos. This is nowhere near that. I'm surprised this team is 2-1 right now. It's crazy. Nathaniel Hackett, as a rookie, should be on the hot seat for this incompetence that he's exhibiting through the first 3 weeks. All of these false start penalties because you're getting into your sets late. Russell Wilson isn't delivering the play and getting to the line of scrimmage until there's 10 seconds left on the game clock. Like, it's ridiculous. Undisciplined, unprepared, unreliable. Do better, Denver Broncos. Please, for me. I got y'all in a bowl. Don't make me make me out to be the douchebag. Like, to be fair, Philly Special was a cute play. Yes, but this is the Super Bowl. This is the biggest stage. The Philly Special was a cute play, but it worked. Not only did it work, we're at the biggest game where you have 17 weeks, 19 weeks worth of film. We got the tape on you. We got the book on you. So, yes, why not pull some out of your ass that you haven't done all season, right? So I understand the Philly Special. It was risky, but this is for all the marbles. So I get it, but I just don't understand it. Like, it never ceases to amaze me. Denver, y'all need to get it together, man. Y'all definitely need to get it together. I'm surprised at what I've been seeing from the Denver Broncos as of late. 2-1. I am surprised. You know another team I'm surprised with right now that's also 2-1? The Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 2-1, y'all. Who in this chat predicted Jacksonville to be this good? Are they for real? Jacksonville just beat the dog shit out of a hobbled Justin Herbert and a hellacious defense. Jacksonville, led by Trevor Lawrence, and his favorite target is Christian Kirk. A lot of people assume Trevor Lawrence to be a bust coming off what he did last season, and the entire league and fan base, any NFL fanatic, accused the league for insulting wide receivers by paying Christian Kirk all that money. They said they messed the market up. Trevor Lawrence, dark horse MVP, very dark horse. Look, at 2-1, I could definitely see it. Christian Kirk as their wide receiver 1, and he's been balling, man. I think Christian Kirk had like 6 for 73 in the tub last week. Jacksonville statistically has a top 10 defense and a top 10 offense. I was just about to get to that. That defense is flying around. Like, they shut Justin Herbert to 10 points. I don't care about whether or not he was injured. I seen him make plays out there that you say, okay, that's Justin Herbert. So I don't want to hear the injury excuse after you get your ass smacked. Pause. Point blank. 38-10. Blowout. Jacksonville. Shout out to Trevor Lawrence, man. Hey, shout out to James Robinson too, man. James Robinson has been balling. I traded him away in my fantasy league, and I kind of regret doing that. But in all fairness, I got Jamar Chase back in the deal. But James Robinson has been balling for them. I don't know why y'all thought Travis Etienne would take his job, even though he's coming off a serious injury. Shout out to James Robinson. Shout out to that offensive line that's actually protecting Trevor Lawrence, right? Shout out to Christian Kirk, who everybody shit on for being overpaid, so to speak, in free agency this season, right? Hey, who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? Jacksonville Jaguars 2-1. Shout out to them boys. Look, two top defenses faced off. Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady. Who thought when talking about this game we would be mentioning defense? Both of these guys are 3-time MVPs. And we're talking about defense here. I think the Eagles are going to whoop the Jaguars' ass. That would be a statement game, definitely, right? And then when we beat that ass, they're going to say, oh, well, that's just the Jags. Well, shit, the Jags been balling. See, what the Eagles got, man, a lot of teams don't got. Maybe Green Bay has it. You know what I'm saying? Dallas Cowboys is decent. But that's a 1-2 punch at corner. And a great nickel corner as well. Like, that goes a long way. That allows so much flexibility to your defense to where if you could just trot out man-to-man and be comfortable, right? Thoughts on the Lions? Man, Amon-Ra St. Brown is him. He's a dog. Jared Goff, they finding out ways to get the ball out of his hands quickly. Let's not make it about the quarterback, right? Over there in L.A., they needed a competent quarterback to do what they like to do because it solely relies on the production of the quarterback. That's why Jared Goff had his best year over there. But it seems like what Dan Campbell and this offensive unit is coming up with is, short yardage, 3-step drops, get the ball out quick. Amon-Ra St. Brown, get him the ball. DeAndre Swift, get him the ball, pound it with Jamal Williams, and go situations. It seemed like they got that figured out. So I love what the Giants bringing to the table, or I love what the Detroit Lions are bringing to the table this year, man. My biggest thing about the Lions was they didn't have an identity. For years, they didn't have an identity since Barry Sanders. We knew they wanted to run the ball back in the 90s with Barry, right? But what has their identity been, even with Matthew Stafford and Megatron? What was their identity? They never had a running game. I can't recall the defense being any good. They have an identity now. We know what type of team and what to expect from the Detroit Lions week to week now. They have an identity. And I think that's the first step to success is identifying who you are as a unit. And they've done that. So let's see if they can build on that, and we'll look at them, a few seasons from now. I don't think they're quite there yet, but a few seasons from now, a few improvements on the roster, and we could see this team, being one of those Cinderella teams out of the gate in a few short seasons. OG rookies catching your eyes so far. That rookie on Detroit from the defensive line, Adrian Hudson, what's his name? He's been catching my attention. I like what Drake London has been doing over there in Atlanta as well. He's a big body, 6'4", 6'5". They've been utilizing him in that passing game heavy more than Kyle Pitts. So I like what Drake London's been bringing to the table. What's good, OG? What we talking about? Everything week 3, baby. Everything week 3. Y'all got something you want me to chat about, man? Just let me know. I'm down, man. I'm with it. I've been trying to keep this show rolling. I still got to get to the top performers. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to always stop the show to holler at my boys, man. Holler at my dogs. Y'all already know what it is. I was shocked, too, about the Jags. I don't know their defense was this good. I'm telling you. Look. Trevor Lawrence is breaking out, man, right before our eyes. Trevor Lawrence is him. He's coming into his own. I want to see a little bit more. He ain't no Jalen Hurts now. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no Jalen Hurts. But Trevor Lawrence is coming into his own, man. Definitely. Lions O-line is top 5. That's what I mean. That allows Swift and Williams to be top 3 running back duo this year. That's what I'm saying. You see how you just said that? West Side Hoops. That's their identity. That's their identity. Get the ball out of the hands quick. We built a great offensive line. We're going to hand this ball off to Swift, and he can catch it out of the backfield. That's their identity now. They like to run the football and play action. Get the ball in the hands of Amon-Ra St. Brown in short distance. Let him do the rest of the work. We don't want Jared Goff out here trying to be the man. We don't want Jared Goff out here trying to be the man. Get the ball in the hands of your playmakers and get the hell out the way. That's all they want. People forget about the Eagles O-line, no doubt. We stout up front. Lions might win a division. It's very possible. Minnesota fell off a little bit. Aaron Rodgers is struggling with his new weapons. It's very possible. Aiden Hutchinson, that's his name. Sauce Gardner is him. That's another rookie that's out here doing it. Bills versus Ravens, who you got? I'm probably going to take the Ravens, even though Lamar Jackson is throwing to to me, you, and my son, I'm probably going to take the Ravens this week. Wish we would have kept Darius Slay. I'm glad y'all didn't. We will gladly take him because he is shutting some shit down. People kept saying the Eagles game was a revenge game for Wentz. No, it was a revenge game for the Eagles. Wentz quit on Philly, not the other way around. I'm not mad at that statement. So more so, it's a revenge game for us, and we showed it. We sacked him 9 times in this game, put him on his ass, let him know what he left behind, what he quit on. But to be honest with you, I think Carson Wentz is done. After this season, I don't see them moving forward with him unless he has a remarkable second half to the season or something like that, some indication that he could be the quarterback at least half of what he was, back in 2017. Who knows? But to me, I can see Carson Wentz being a reliable backup, somebody that can come in and give you spurts, but I can't see him being a consistent starter in this league, especially with the performances that he's been put on. He's just too careless with the ball. He's talented, he's skilled, but he's very careless with the ball, and it's going to be hard to scheme that out of him. So I'm very unsure when it comes to Carson Wentz. QB controversy in Dallas, no doubt about it. Cooper Rush is him. He's taking care of the football, and he's got 2 wins under his belt as the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones said that he's embracing the quarterback competition. I love it. Dak Prescott, we need to bring the dog up out of you. I love it. Dak Prescott, we need to see that top 10 worthy quarterback that we saw in years past. I love it. If Cooper Rush is a threat to take your job because he's winning games in a Cowboy uniform, guess what? I love it. In this last game, he looked great. Zeke looked refreshed. Tony Pollard, as usual. CeeDee Lamb caught a touchdown. I love it. Y'all going to lose to the Eagles, but I love it. Hey, like they say, if you got 2 quarterbacks, you got no quarterback. So Jerry Jones is embracing quarterback controversy. I love it. Eagles, we set. We got our guy. So I love it. Thoughts on the Bengals struggles? Should I take Wentz as our backup? No doubt about it. Facts. Thoughts on the Bengals struggle this season, man? I really can't explain it other than the terrible offensive line play. Offensive line play has been horrendous in Cincinnati. And the crazy thing is they brought in 2 new pieces to that offensive line, and it seems to be even worse than it was last year. I can't even say Joe Burrow's holding on to the ball too long. Plays can't even develop downfield without somebody screaming in their face. Teams coming into playing Cincinnati, they know this. They understand that. So they're going to send 6. Half the time, they don't even have to send 6 because they know that offensive line is horrendous. They need to take a page out of the Detroit Lions playbook and figure out how to a way to reboot and rebuild this offensive line because the pieces that they brought in, they are Gabricio, trash, dumpster material. And if they can run the ball as talented as this team is, it'll open up so much in the passing game. Joe Mixon has been struggling because the offensive line is struggling. It's a transition game, right? The offensive line struggles. The quarterback struggles because he can't have enough time to get the pass off. Joe Mixon struggles because they're not opening up holes for him. Joe Mixon is struggling. He's one of the best running backs in the league, and he's struggling, wasting his years, right? He ain't getting no younger. I feel bad for not only the pass catchers over there in Cincinnati, but definitely Joe Burrow because a lot of people, Baby Joker last week gifted me a sub, right? And he attached the notice to the sub. He said, we got to revisit them Joe Burrow top 5 talks because them boys is straight garbage. I can't explain it right now. Everyone's saying that A.J. Brown wouldn't be a good fit in Philly because they were run heavy, right? I mean, where did he come from? A.J. Brown was drafted to the Tennessee Titans last time I recall. Aren't they run heavy too? Like, A.J. Brown saw a whole lot of single coverage because there was 8 in the box due to Derrick Henry over there. So he should be used to that and okay with that. So I don't even know why somebody would make that assessment as if A.J. Brown isn't familiar with being in a run-heavy offense. That just makes no sense to me, though. What are your thoughts on the Colts versus Kansas City game? I was about to get to that. Eric Bieniemy and Patrick Mahomes had a little scuffle before half because Eric Bieniemy chose to run the clock out and take it in at halftime, even though the Kansas City Chiefs was down in this game. I believe the score was like 10-17, something like that. They were down by maybe a touchdown or less, right? Patrick Mahomes had a few seconds on the clock. He wanted to take some shots and see if they can get it into the end zone before half. Bieniemy went the safe route, which is untraditional for Kansas City. But I think Eric Bieniemy saw something in this team that said, hey, look, let's not try this because these boys came to play today and we're struggling offensively. This might have been Matt Ryan's best game of the season. He went 27 for 37, 222 yards and 2 touchdowns. This is definitely Matt Ryan's best game of the season against Kansas City. A lot of upsets this week. When I saw that game and I'm flipping through the channels, I'm like, wow. Kansas City just took a L to Indianapolis, which is the same offense that I'm on record saying looks bad, looks terrible, horrendous. Indianapolis still has a lot of work to do. They got to find a way to get Jonathan Taylor the ball. Point blank. Michael Pittman is healthy now. Get him the ball. Matt Ryan, under Matt Ryan, this offense still looks atrocious. Like I say, this was his best game. 27 for 37, 222, and 2 touchdowns. That's probably as good as you're going to get from Matt Ryan in this run-heavy offense. Point blank. But I was just as surprised as any of you guys that Indy beat Kansas City. I was for sure Indy was going to go 0-3. Yeah, Broncos as well. Like, I just got done talking about how atrocious the Broncos is looking, even though they have a winning record. Garrett Wilson didn't play good like he did last week. True. I mean, that's to be expected for rookies, though. You know what I mean? You can't expect rookies to be consistent in a rookie campaign. It's going to be a lot of shit that goes down, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of figuring out, seeing what's going on and what you got at the wide receiver position, evaluating every aspect. So you can't expect rookies to continuously have great weeks, week in and week out, unless you're Jamar Chase or something like that, which is why he's my favorite player. I feel bad for the Panthers this season because they look like a disaster right now. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong about the Carolina Panthers. They are ass. Coming into this season, I had Matt Rule as the coach of the year because they were projected to be bad. And I felt like they had some quality pieces to turn this thing around. Baker Mayfield, you are garbage. You just ass, Baker. Facts. Baker Mayfield checked the ball down the least out of any quarterback. He was top 5 in that category for least check down out of any quarterback last season. His quarterback this year is CMC. I just knew for sure that was going to change, which ties into his completion percentage, in my opinion. He would have a higher completion percentage just from having CMC on your squad. You have the most underrated wide receiver in the league, in my opinion, and DJ Moore. Shit, it might be Christian Kirk now, the most underrated wide receiver in the league. Facts. Cordell Patterson, we going to get to that, right? So it's just, it's crazy to even think, like, man, oh, man, I don't know. It was a sizzling week, though, man. I enjoyed every bit of it. The Panthers, though, man, they are a walking disaster, man. I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be bad. By the way, the Eagles have that Saints pick. If the Saints continue to suck, Philly is in a good position to draft a top player or trade for another disgruntled star. That is facts. And I'm trying to think off the top of my head who would be available. What do we need? I mean, I like our back end with Epps and Charlie Gardner Johnson. We got 2 top 10 corners in my opinion. James Bradbury, Darius Slay. Our nickel corner, Avonte Maddox. He's a dog. I mean, front 7. I mean, we got rotational pieces coming in left and right. Hassan Riddick, Nakobe Dean, TJ Edwards, Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrove, Brandon Grant. We got it all, man. The personnel defensively, we got it all. So I'm saying, if we wanted to trade for a disgruntled star, who are we trading for? Maybe a piece on that offensive line, maybe. Who would we trade for? We got Pascal, who's a great slot wide receiver, along with Quez Watkins, who's also a great slot wide receiver. We got an and we got a Z receiver and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. We got our quarterback, maybe a running back. Even Boobie Miles has been looking good this year. So as a Eagles fan, I don't know. There's always room for improvement, but I don't know who's available or who we could go grab. Vikings had a rough start too. Yeah, and I picked the Vikings to win the division. I went on a limb and I picked the Vikings to win the division. And I gambled on it. I didn't just pick them. I bet on it. I gambled on it. Were y'all shocked when Zeke rushed for 27 yards in one play? Yes, I haven't seen Zeke rush for a big play in I don't know how long. Zeke, what's going on with you? I used to call you the best running back in the league. People was arguing, debating, pushing and shoving against that notion, and I had every argument and reason I felt, in my opinion, to call Ezekiel Elliott the best in the game. He looks like a shell of himself. I don't know what happened to Ezekiel Elliott. I'm telling you, man, the life expectancy of a quality running back is like 4 years, tops. That's why I hate when people disrespect Emmitt Smith, because he did it for 17 years, productive for like 13 of them at a high level. I don't get it, man. And Zeke looks like a shell of himself. Did they score in the second half? The Eagles? No, we didn't. Second week in a row where we didn't score in the second half. Actually, funny, we scored all 24 of our points in the second quarter. So that's something we got to get better at, with maturity, with time, with progression. I think this season we'll figure out how to close games better when put in a situation. So, let's not throw too much dirt on my squad. It's a good problem to have. Matthew Slater, we need help on special teams. True. That's true. Now, that's true. That's true. Peterson been doing good for me in fantasy. No doubt about it. So, speaking of Peterson, let's get into OG's top performers, right? It's going to get loud in here because, I like to scream when I do this segment. Let's get into OG's top performers. Hopefully the internet don't cut out. If it does, y'all let me know. But let's do this, right? Week 3 is in the books, so you know what time it is. OG's top performers, and you know the rules. You want to get in, you better win. Now let's get it popping. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Number 5, you just spoke on it. Cordell Patterson, he was rumbling. This is a Swiss Army knife. 17 carries, a $141 and a touchdown. Slow him down. He's been balling. Unexpectedly balling. Shout out to Cordell Patterson, man. Nobody saw this coming. I didn't see the Atlanta Falcons in general coming. Drake London. Mariota looks good. Yeah. Marcus Mariota, he looked like a starting quarterback in this league, right? Cordell Patterson, Drake London. All of these guys are balling. A.J. Terrell on the defensive end. Let's go. Number 4, can't forget about the guy that played on Thursday night, Nicholas Chubb. That boy was rumbling and bumbling. What'd he do? 23 carries, a $113 and a touchdown. Whew. Coming off of what he did last week, everybody blaming him for that L. He definitely stepped up this week and gave you another virtuoso performance. Shout out to my man, Nick Chubb. He's holding that offense down over there in Cleveland. It is the Nick Chubb show. Kareem Hunt ain't even as productive as he was in years past. Kareem Hunt said, give it all to me. Nick Chubb said, give it all to me. I need it all. Real talk. Number 3. Khalil Herbert of the Chicago Bears. That young man was carrying that pill. 20 carries, a $157, 2 touchdowns, coming in late in the game with some heroics, subbing in for David Montgomery, injured. It doesn't matter. They said coming into the season, they didn't really believe that David Montgomery was a fit for this offense, and they like what they saw from Khalil Herbert. He's proven them to be right. David Montgomery might have lost his job to the second-year running back. Run, young fella. The Chicago Bears are 2-1 right now. It's a nasty 2-1 like Broncos, but damn it, it's 2-1. Number 2. What's understood don't need to be explained. Devontae Smith. going up, contested catches left, contested catches right. What he had? 8 catches, $169, a touchdown. He went crazy in that first half and capped it off in the second. Shout out to my main man, Devontae Smith. Nothing bad you can say about my Eagles thus far. 3-0, undefeated. Say what you want to say, but we here for the stay. We here for the taking. OG, when you going to go back on Player's Choice, man? I don't know. They ain't invited me on in a minute, but, right situation, I'll go on there. And number 1, Lamar Action Jackson, 325 total yards, 5 total touchdowns. Yeah, he threw an interception, but that's neither here nor there when you have a performance of a lifetime like this. He's the top performer. MVP candidate. Lamar Jackson is out here throwing to me, my mom, and my sister. No doubt. Completing passes to 8 different receivers. Second consecutive week in a row where he had over 100 yards rushing on the ground and a touchdown. Lamar is him, man. Lamar is him. Anybody who disagrees with that notion, I don't know what to tell you. Watch the games, man. Watch the games. Lamar Jackson is on pace to do something special, and they're going to have to dig deep into them pockets and pay that man a whole heap of it. Like I told y'all, if I was Lamar, I would play out this season and dip. Be on the first thing smoking to whoever would take him, a competitor, somebody that's going to put some weapons around him. Because we have yet to still see Lamar Jackson with some legitimate help. J.K. Dobbins is on one leg. I don't know who he's throwing to. Hollywood dropping past Brown is gone. Being the same Gabricio player he was in Baltimore over there in Arizona, he ain't no help to this man. He had a big week, but realistically, he's garbage. This man is throwing to Duvernay. Who is this man? Mark Andrews, yes, he's a talent, but at the wide receiver position, who is Lamar throwing to? He has no running back, no wide receivers. So it's either put up or shut up for Lamar Jackson. Like I always tell y'all, some players at the quarterback position in this league are those organizations. Lamar Jackson is one of those guys. If he's not highly productive, they will lose. And I know it's a lot of Lamar Jackson haters out there waiting on that bad game because y'all been real quiet. I want to know where y'all Lamar Jackson haters been at. Y'all been real quiet. Y'all waiting on Lamar to have a bad game so y'all can say, see, he can't throw the ball. See, he run too much. See, yeah. Y'all been real quiet. I noticed that. And I know who you are because I see you. Y'all been real quiet. Real talk. But yeah, man, let me get on up out of here, man. I just came in here to holler at my boys real quick, man, and have a quick show. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't too much going on this week. What's understood don't need to be explained. W's in the chat if you enjoyed yourself. Please go drop me a subscription on YouTube, man, on both my YouTube channels. I'm posting shorts over there. I'm posting, podcast shit over on the Sports Behavior Podcast YouTube. I love each and every single one of you guys, man. Dubs in the chat if you enjoyed yourself. I'm here every Tuesday. Fridays are going to pick back up when the football season starts, or basketball season starts. I'm just here to chop it up, man, and have a good time with my boys, man. That's it. We're going to laugh. We're going to joke. We're going to talk some sports, man. Join my chalkboard as well. I'm still giving away that jersey at 500 followers. 500 people in the chalkboard. I'm giving 3 jerseys away. I don't understand what's the hesitation? I'm giving jerseys away. 500 people in the chalkboard, and I'm giving jerseys away. So tell your friends about my chalkboard. Make sure everybody in your family downloads it, man, and let's talk some sports. I'm just in love with being here with you guys, man, and enjoying this moment while we still got it together, man. I enjoy every single one of y'all. And as always, OG out. What's up, y'all? OG the Beast here, and I appreciate you tapping into the Sports Behavior Podcast. If you made it this far, I greatly appreciate you. But if you want to stay connected with me, go ahead and drop me a follow on each and every one of these socials. That's how you stay locked in, man. I appreciate y'all stopping in. We talk football. We talk basketball here. And once again, you are greatly appreciated for stopping by. OG out.